Bulldog Baseball. Today's game is being brought to you in part by
Wiggins Health Associates in Vidalia, Geiger Insurance and Taxes in line, Toombs Auto Parts in line, your Napa dealer, Heritage Ag Supply in line, The Sandwich Shop in Vidalia, Thriftway Galaxy Food Store in lines, Southeastern Tech in Vidalia, Gordy Enterprises in lines, Zaxby's in Vidalia for indescribably good chicken, First Franklin in Vidalia, Reedy Creek Meat Company, 204 Washington Street in Vidalia, Rivers Heating and Air in Vidalia, Darrell and Lucretia Nobles in lines, Stevens Truck Center, Highway 1 South in line, All Care Pharmacy in line, and Tarland and Timber, Highway 1 South in line.
the pregame show is next.
Welcome to the Bulldog pregame show on Y101. The Toombs County High School Bulldog baseball team faced off against the Portal Panthers in Portal last night in a non-region matchup. The Bulldogs jumped on top of the Panthers 5-0 in the top of the first inning, scoring 5 runs, much like they scored a lot of runs in the first inning at Tattnall County on Tuesday. Chandler Lynn, the leadoff hitter for Toombs County, reached on a hit by a pitch. Chase Musselman reached, but Chandler Lynn was put out at third. With one down, Alex Gordy reached on a base hit, and Gray Stevens, hitting in the cleanup spot, wearing number 22 for the Dogs and playing first base, had a 3-run homer over the left field fence. All right, Gray, so you started off the game tonight in the first inning with a 3-run home run over the left field fence, and it put your team up 3-0. What was it like at the plate for you tonight?
I just let the pitcher do his thing, saw the ball, and hit it real good.
You know, adding an element to this night, it's cold. What was it like batting in such cold temperatures?
Not too bad, but it is pretty cold, though.
How do you think your team did at the plate tonight, scoring 13 runs?
Pretty good.
And getting ready for Bleckley tomorrow, what do you think your team needs to do? I mean, not much to practice. I mean, you don't really have a practice tomorrow, but leading up to tomorrow, what do you think your team needs to do?
Just focus up and get concentrated.
After the bases were cleared by Stevens' 3-run home run, left fielder Trey Cloud came up and reached on a walk. Will Watts was hit by a pitch, and Bryson Stanley had a base hit. That loaded up the bases for catcher Jason Dukes. He was hit by a pitch, and another run scored. Cody Cortez flew out to the first baseman. Chandler Lynn reached on another walk, and another run scored. And to end the inning, Chase Musselman grounded into a fielder's choice. The Bulldogs scored 5 runs in the top of the first inning, one of which was earned. The Bulldogs had 2 hits, and the defense for the Portal Panthers made no errors. In the bottom of that inning, the Panthers scored an earned run. Blaze Murphy reached on a double. Reed Thompson grounded out to third baseman Bryson Stanley, and Chandler Sheffield scored Blaze Murphy on an RBI single. And Chase Musselman got out of the inning by pitching 2 back-to-back strikeouts. Chase Musselman pitched for the Bulldog baseball team. He pitched 5 complete innings. He gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 of which were earned. He gave up 4 walks and had 13 Portal Panther strikeouts. And here is the starting pitcher from last night's game, junior Chase Musselman. Other than it being so cold tonight, Chase, on the mound, what was it like for you?
I struggled a little bit. You had to work with the umpire. He wasn't too consistent on his calls, but, you got to find a way around that.
I mean, he seemed like he had a very different strike zone for every batter. As a pitcher, what do you have to do to try to fix that and, as you said, combat that?
You just put the ball in one spot, let them swing at it. If the umpire don't call it and it don't go your way, you got to fight through it and make a way for yourself.
And going forward, 2 more non-region games before the region starts. What's it looking like for your team?
I really feel like we've picked it up a lot, and we've started to play as a team and as a family, and we've started to hit the ball behind each other, and we've had a lot of improvement.
The Bulldogs didn't score another run until the 3rd inning. The inning started with Will Watts reaching on a base hit. Bryson Stanley and Cody Cortez walked to load up the bases. And junior Chandler Lynn had a sacrifice fly, which scored Will Watts, who tagged from 3rd. That gave the Bulldogs a 6-1 lead. But the Panthers retaliated and scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The inning started with Cole Schumann reaching on a walk. Blaze Murphy and Reed Thompson both had base hits. And on an error by shortstop Cody Cortez, Chandler Sheffield scored a run. And then Brennan Smith was walked, which scored another run. Brady Mallard lined out to Alex Gordy. Walker Bowen struck out on a called strike 3. And Chandler Grooms walked on a full count, which scored their third run. And the final run they scored in the third inning and in the entirety of the game. The Bulldogs scored 3 more runs in the 6th inning. That inning started back with leadoff batter Chandler Lynn. He reached on an error by the first baseman. Chase Musselman reached on an error by the pitcher, or more or less a successful bunt. As the pitcher was going to retrieve the ball from Musselman's bunt, he slipped and fell. But due to the slip and fall, you have to record it as an error. So with runners on first and third, Chandler Lynn stole during Chase Musselman's at bat. Alex Gordy had an RBI single, and that scored Chandler Lynn. Gray Stevens was hit by a pitch, and that loaded up the bases. Trey Cloud reached on an error by the left fielder, which scored a run. Will Watts grounded into a fielder's choice. Bryson Stanley grounded into a fielder's choice. And to end the inning, Jason Dukes lined out to the second baseman. In the 7th, the Bulldogs scored 4 more runs. It started with Cody Cortez flying out to the first baseman. Chandler Lynn reached on a base hit. Chase Musselman reached on a walk, and Alex Gordy ripped the ball up the middle for a 3-run RBI single. Alex Gordy went 3 for 5 on the game and has a 3-game hitting streak. Coming into the game, Alex Gordy was leading the team with the highest batting average of batting .400, or 8 for 20. And after tonight, Alex Gordy is 11 for 25. Here's junior second baseman Alex Gordy.
Just see the ball deep. I started off kind of rocky there, but I let it get in a little bit more, and I was able to start driving the ball as the game went on.
You faced like 4 pitchers tonight. Out of all the, what did it seem like all those pitchers had in common? Because it seemed the common denominator tonight for your team was that you all hit the ball.
Yeah, they all had a common. They were throwing just about the same speed, and just their timing. We were able to get them all down.
Now, at the plate in the last 2 games, it seems your team has come alive. What have y'all been doing at practice to get prepared?
We've been hitting a lot more. We've been working on the areas that we need to work on at the plate, and we've just been focusing up and doing what we need to do.
And you have 2 more non-region games before the region starts. And going into those, what's it looking like for your team?
As long as we stay focused and been playing like we've been playing, I think we got a good shot at winning these 2 ball games. We just got to stay focused and play like we know we can.
So with a runner at first and the Bulldogs adding 2 more runs to their lead, Gray Stevens was hit by a pitch and Trey Cloud walked. That loaded up the bases. Will Watts walked, which scored a run. Bryson Stanley walked, which scored a run. And Jason Dukes struck out. And Lucas O'Connor lined the ball into the glove of Cole Schumann. And that ended the inning. The Bulldogs did relatively well at the plate. Chandler Lynn went 1 for 2, reaching on a hit by a pitch, a walk, and having a sac fly. He had 2 runs scored. Chase Musselman went 1 for 4 with a walk. Alex Gordy went 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs, one of which being a multi-run RBI. Grace Stevens went 1 for 3 with a hit by a pitch and a home run. Trey Clown went 0 for 3 with 2 walks. Will Watts went 1 for 3 with a base hit and a hit by a pitch and a walk. Bryson Stanley went 1 for 3 with 2 walks. Jason Dukes went 0 for 4 with a hit by a pitch. Cody Cortez went 0 for 3 with a walk. Coming in relief of Chase Musselman was Logan Knight. Knight pitched 2 complete innings. He had a walk and had 4 strikeouts. You pitched 2 innings and had 4 strikeouts, only gave up a walk. What was it like for you closing tonight's game?
It was pretty cold. Just had to stay warm and keep on top of the ball and throw strikes.
Now, one thing I've noticed about you when you're on the mound is you keep the game moving at a brisk pace. Have you always done that, or is that a newly adopted thing?
Coach said get back on the mound and keep throwing strikes.
And, you know, tonight for your team, as you mentioned, it was cold. What was it like on the mound for you in such a cold weather?
Once I started warming up, it started getting warmer out there.
The Bulldogs' record improves to 3-6 on the overall season, beating Portal again with 13 runs. But Portal got on the board scoring 4. The Bulldogs took last night's game 13-4. As the Bulldogs improve to 3-6, the Panthers fall to 4-2, with both of their losses being to the Bulldogs. Today, the Toombs County High School Bulldog baseball team will take on the Bleckley County Royals in a non-region game at Jackie Jones Field. The Bleckley County Royals are coming into this game 2-2 on the season, with a loss to Jeff Davis 8-7, a win against Gainesville 4-1, a win against Sandy Creek 5-1, and a loss to West Lawrence at West Lawrence High School 8-3. Last season, the Bleckley County Royals played Toombs County one time late in the season, and that was in Bleckley, and the Bulldogs lost that game 5-2. And now time to go down to Jackie Jones Field for the first pitch of this non-region game between the Royals and the Bulldogs, right here on your home of the Toombs County Bulldogs, Y101.
Tar Land and Timber Incorporated is the first place you should look when you have the need of timber harvesting. Tommy Rollins, owner of Tar Land and Timber Incorporated, has more than 35 years experience in timber harvesting and land management. Tommy offers you top prices for all pine and hardwood timber, including poles, logs, chip and saw, and pulpwood. Give them a call at 565-8850 or visit the location at 9505 Highway number 1 south of Lyons. Tommy Rollins, owner of Tar Land and Timber Incorporated, proud to serve the people of Toombs County and the surrounding area with the best prices and most professional timber harvesting job.
Darrell and Lucretia Nobles are proud supporters of the Toombs County High School baseball team, and a reminder that the next blood drive will be Monday, April the 6th from 1 p.m. until 7 p.m. at the Callaway Center in Lyons. And go Dog! Reedy Creek Meat Company, located at 204 Washington Street in Vidalia, has fresh farm Georgia-grown beef. Nothing never frozen, dry aged with no nitrates. Or get the 20-pound box, mix or match meat of your choice. Open Monday through Friday from 9 till 6 and Saturdays 9 to 3. That's Reedy Creek Meat Company at 204 Washington Street in Vidalia. Or give them a call at 912-386-4625.
You always have a home field advantage with First Franklin Financial. Come see the friendly Franklin folks in Vidalia or apply online at www.oneffc.com. First Franklin Financial is a proud supporter of Toombs County Bulldogs.
Check out these great deals going on this week at your Thrifty Galaxy food store lines, like fresh assorted pork chops, $1.28 a pound. 81% lean ground beef, $2.98 a pound. 32-ounce Smoker's grape jelly, 2 for $4. Jill peanut butter, 2 for $6. Creamy white potatoes, 2 for $6. 8-ounce Kraft shredded cheese, 2 for $5. There's some more great savings going on this week at your Thrifty Galaxy food store lines, and we hope to see you there.
Don't miss another dose of your medication. With All Care Pharmacy's Care Plus packaging, we help you remember to take your medication the way your doctor prescribed it. We secure all of your refills for you each month, package your medications by dose and time of day, and we offer free delivery in Lyons and Vidalia, all at no additional charge. Call Debbie at 912-524-0100 for more information.
Now the voice of Toombs County Baseball, the youngest, brightest, and best sports announcer, Bryce Brady.
And welcome to Jackie Jones Field. We're back here at Jackie Jones for a non-region matchup between the Toombs County Bulldogs and the Bleckley County Royals. Now, this Royal team is coming into this game 2-2 on the season, beating Sandy Creek 5-1, Gainesville 4-1, and losing to Jeff Davis 8-7 and West Lawrence 8-3. And, of course, your Toombs County Bulldogs are coming into this game 3-6. Picking up another win last night versus the Portal Panthers, beating them 13-4. So we're at Jackie Jones Field today, and as I keep mentioning every time we're here, this is the 53rd and final season of games that will be played here on this field, as they are constructing a new softball, baseball, track and field complex out behind the high school. And I see they've gotten one facility, pretty much the outside structure built, and I believe what they're working on now is a press box, or at least that's what it looks like to me. But if you want to see the progress, it's out behind Toombs County High School. Go there. We'll back out there anytime. Up on the mound for Toombs County today, starting varsity is junior varsity player, or is a freshman rather, Lucas O'Connor. O'Connor pitched, I want to say, in a doubleheader we had here. I'm going to have to go back in my notes and look here. He pitched when we played the Telfair County Trojans in Game 2. He pitched 2/3 of an inning. Up to bat for the Bleckley County Royals is leadoff hitter Brody Little. He hits this one on the ground to Logan Knight. Knight fields it, flips it to Lucas O'Connor, who was covering first, and that'll be out number 1. One down. That'll bring up Peyton Wimberly. Peyton Wimberly's playing center field for your Bleckley County Royals. Now, the Bulldogs played the Royals here last season, and the Bulldogs lost that game 5-2. First pitch into Wimberly is in for a strike, and that'll make it 0-1. O'Connor working from the windup, coming set. Here's the 0-1. A pitch missing on the outside. That'll make the count even at 1. Hear me flipping through my notes. We're trying to get back to that page, which apparently I lost. Here's the 1-1, and that'll be on the outside edge for strike 2. Now, the Bulldogs played this team late in the season last year. I finally found the page I was looking for. O'Connor coming set. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball kind of stayed high to make it 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Peyton Wimberly, the center fielder. O'Connor coming set, winding. Here's the 2-2, and kind of high. And that'll make it 3 balls and 2 strikes. Matthew Bland is still batting in the 9 hole, I see, looking back at last year's roster. This ball is going to be sent high up into the air to center fielder Chandler Lynn, who moves over and in and makes the catch, and that'll be out number 2. 2 down to bring up Jack Fernandez, who's playing third base. He didn't hit in last year's lineup, but he was on the bench, as I see right here. Peyton Wimberly, however, did hit in last year. He played left field. Up to bat now will be Jack Fernandez, who's playing third base today for the Royals. First pitch to him is outside low and missing for ball 1. You know, looking at this Bulldog lineup, it's kind of the same, kind of not. We have some new faces out here on the field today and some people playing new positions. Next pitch missing for ball 2. Of course, it's a non-region game, so you're still trying to explore all your options, considering that they start the region next week on Tuesday versus Bacon County. And the 2-0's missing for 3 balls and no strikes. Chandler Lynn's in center. Chase Musselman's in left. Trey Cloud's in right. Bryson Stanley's at third. Cody Cortez is at short. Foster Jones is at second. Logan Knight's at first. And this 3-0 pitch is going to be in to make it 3 balls and 1 strike. You have Will Watts, who's usually in right field behind the dish. And you have Lucas O'Connor on the mound. Here's the 3-1. And that's missing and getting by Watts for ball 4. 2 down. That'll bring up Stephen Knighton, who's playing first base today for the Royals. Knighton also batted cleanup last year, and in the game where the Bulldogs faced Bleckley on the road in Bleckley, Knighton was the pitcher. O'Connor now working from the stretch, runner at first. Here's the pitch. It's off the plate and getting away from Watts. Runner will get down to second. So that'll be ball 1 on Knighton. At the plate, Knighton looks like he walked, grounded out to first baseman at the time. It looked like Alex Gordy was playing first base. Here's the 1-0. This ball's lined into left field, just fair for a base hit, and it's going to roll all the way almost to the fence. Chase Musselman's getting it in. 1 run's going to score. So Knighton having a RBI double right there and puts the Royals up 1-0. Now, of course, this Royal team did go to the Final Four last year. I believe they lost to Jeff Davis, which they lost to Jeff Davis again this past season, 8-7. You know, I remember when I was calling these games in 2018, trying to find the Bleckley County field. You know, maybe it's changed since then. First pitch to Eli Mullis is missing for ball 1, but it was kind of hard to find. And I remember I didn't get there until halfway through the first inning, and we didn't start until the second on the radio. But, you know, what can you do? Mullis stepping back in. He's catching, and he's batting from the left. See if he also throws from the left. Here's the 1-0. He's going to pop this one high up into the air. Foster Jones, who's playing second base, makes the call and makes the catch, and that'll be out number 3. So Lucas O'Connor only giving up 1 run on an RBI double to Stephen Knighton, and the Royals are on top 1-0. We go to the bottom of the first inning here at Jackie Jones on Y101.
Check out these great deals going on all month at your Toombs Auto Parts, your Napa dealer in lines like 8-foot battery booster cables, $8.99, or 10-foot battery booster cables, $14.99. Max Premium Starting Fluid, $1.99. Chevron Dello 400 SDE HD diesel motor oil, $12.99 a gallon. 2.5 gallon of diesel DEF, $9.99. 20-piece SAE metric 12-point socket set, 3/8 drive for $29.99. There's some more great savings going on all month at your Toombs Auto Parts, your Napa dealer in lines, and we hope to see you there.
The Sandwich Shop, located at 213 Green Street in Vidalia, has all your fresh homemade sandwiches. Amy and the gang can fix you a sandwich with over 20 different varieties of sandwiches, from the common BLT to a Philly steak and cheese. Open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. until 2 o'clock p.m. Give them a call at 537-9263. Hope to see you there.
Now back with more of Toombs County High School baseball, brought to you in part by L.A. Geiger Tax and Insurance.
And welcome back to Jackie Jones Field. The Dogs are playing the Bleckley County Royals in a non-region game here at Jackie Jones today. And the Royals jumping on top of the Bulldogs 1-0. Back in the top of the first, they scored a run on an RBI double by Stephen Knighton. Up to bat for the Bulldogs will be Chandler Lynn, Chase Musselman, and Gray Stevens, who's DHing today. Gray Stevens had a 3-run home run yesterday versus Portal over the left field fence. Scored 3 runs, but the Bulldogs on top 3-0 in the first. The Bulldogs scored 5 innings in that first inning, or 5 runs in that first inning, which is kind of like they did when they played Tatnall, except they scored 8 runs in that inning, which was the longest offensive inning the Bulldogs have had all season. Scoring 8 runs, 4 of them being earned on 6 hits and 1 Tatnall County defensive error. Alex Gordy still leading the team offensively. However, Alex Gordy is not here today. I don't think I saw him in the dugout, and he's not on the roster, so who knows where Alex Gordy is. But Alex Gordy, if you and your family are listening, you are leading the team, batting 11 for 25 with a .440 batting average. Chandler Lynn's up to bat. This guy has got to be leading the team in walks. He just joined the team. Wednesday was a week ago in that Coffee County game. First pitch to him is in for a strike after a fantastic wrestling season. However, like I was saying, he joined the team, like I said, Wednesday a week ago in Coffee County, and he's had more walks than I think anybody on this team. He walks on average at least once a game. He's going to pop this one up over into foul territory. Third baseman Jack Fernandez coming over in foul territory, making that catch for out number 1. 1 down, that'll bring up Chase Musselman. Musselman on the season is 3 for 29. In last night's game, Musselman went 1 for 4 with a walk. On the mound is Brody Little for the Royals. Little working from the stretch, no one on base. Coming set, here's the pitch to Musselman. Musselman going to show bunt, and he kind of bunts it kind of hard right back to the pitcher. He fields it, fires it, and that'll be out number 2. With 2 down, that'll bring up DH Gray Stevens. Stevens is batting in the spot of Cody Cortez, who's playing short today for the Bulldogs.
Number 22, Gray Stevens up to bat. Number 12, Trey Cloud on deck. 2 away.
And Gray Stevens is stepping in. On deck is Trey Cloud. He's playing right field for the Bulldogs. Little coming set. Here's the pitch. He's going to deliver a strike into Gray Stevens. Stevens, the only Bulldog to have a home run on this team, and he's had 3 of them. 2 of them being in the Telfair game, and 1 of them being in last night's game. Not the Telfair game, the Trutling game, which was a scrimmage game. The Bulldogs won that 10-0. He's going to foul this next pitch off to make it 0-2. Looks like Alex Gordy is in the dugout. I just didn't see him taking pregame. That's why I assumed he wasn't here. 0-2 on Gray Stevens. He bats from the right-hand side. Little coming set. And here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, and that'll be strike 3, and Brody Little has retired the side. We go to the top of the second inning. Royals leading the Bulldogs 1-0 as we break on your home of the Bulldogs, Y101.
This is TCB Broadcasting, WLYU FM, Lions Vidalia, Y101.
Need a loan? You're always on the winning team with First Franklin. Come see the friendly Franklin folks in Vidalia or apply online at www.oneffc.com. All loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee number 5656.
You got these great deals going on this week at your Thoroughfare Galaxy Food Store lines, like fresh boneless chicken breast, $1.98 a pound. Boneless London broiled, $2.98 a pound. Boneless top sirloin steak, $4.98 a pound. Double Q Peak salmon, 2 for $5. Del Monte pasta sauce, 98 cents. 14-ounce Smithfield smoked sausage, 2 for $6. This and more great savings going on this week at your Thoroughfare Galaxy Food Store lines, and we hope to see you there. Now back with more Toombs County High School baseball, brought to you in part by Heritage Ag Supply and Lines.
We're at Jackie Jones this evening for a non-region matchup between the Bleckley County Royals and the Toombs County Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are behind right now 1-0 after the Bleckley County Royals had an RBI double by Stephen Knighton back at the top of the first inning. Up to bat now for the Royals will be second baseman J.R. Fordham. Here's the pitch. He sends this one looping over into Foster Jones. Catch that? Yes, he did. Foster Jones turned and ran from his second base position and made that catch out in shallow right field for out number 1. 1 down. That'll bring up Ethan Hulsey, who's playing right field tonight for the Royals. O'Connor on the mound, coming set, delivering, swing, and a miss. That'll be strike 1 on Hulsey. O'Connor working from the windup, coming set. Here's the 0-1. A nice off-speed pitch there. Got Hulsey out in front. He fouled it off for strike 2. And balls and 2 strikes on the right-handed hitter. O'Connor way ahead here. Coming back onto the mound. Coming set. Winding. Here's the 0-2. And this one's going to be poked into right center field for a base hit for Ethan Hulsey. 1 down. That'll bring up Connor Centers, the left fielder. There's a soccer game going on over there behind us, but I think it may be a middle school soccer game. I think. Didn't look like high schoolers out there. I can't be too sure. O'Connor going to pick back to first. Hulsey slides back safely. 1 down. O'Connor now working from the stretch with a runner at first. Bulldogs behind right now 1-0 in the top of the second. Here's the pitch. And it's in for a strike. 0-1 on Centers. On deck will be shortstop Matthew Bland. And then we'll be back to the top of the order for the Royals. Here's the pitch. Missing outside. Make it 1 ball and 1 strike on the right-handed hitter. O'Connor coming set. He's winding. Here's the 1-1. Also missing on the outside. That'll make it 2 balls and 1 strike on Connor Centers. Hulsey getting his lead. O'Connor coming set. Here's the 2-1. Going to hit on the ground to shortstop Cortez. Fields it, fires to second. Out there. The throw to first. Not in time, but they did get 1 down. They got the lead runner. So that'll be a fielder's choice for Connor Centers. 2 down. And that'll bring up shortstop Matthew Bland, the number 9 hitter who wears number 1 for this Bleckley County Royal team. Bats from the right-hand side, looking down at his head coach, who's coaching in the third base coach's box, or at least I presume that's the head coach of the third base coach's box. And he steps in, sort of an open stance. O'Connor coming set. Here's the pitch. Missing outside for ball 1. O'Connor giving a look at the runner at first, which is Connor Centers. O'Connor picked over there. He's back safely. 1 ball, no strike on Bland. He's stepping back in. O'Connor's coming set. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be in for a strike on the outside edge of the plate. That'll make it 1 ball and 1 strike on Matthew Bland. Lucas O'Connor giving a look. Centers, who has his lead. Here's the pitch. This ball's going to be sent up into left field. Chase Musselman's on the run. Actually, Cody Cortez goes back from his shortstop position and makes that catch for out number 3. A fantastic play by Cody Cortez and Foster Jones in this inning. And we're going to go to the bottom of the second. The Royals are leading the Bulldogs 1-0 as we break here at Jackie Jones on Y101.
Plenty of colleges can promise you a route to a job, but did you know that Southeastern Technical College graduates have a 98% job placement rate? STC programs have you work and make connections with regional employers, and those connections translate into employment. And because Southeastern Tech students work with employers in the fields they study, STC's in-field job placement rate is incredible. Take the classes you want to get the job you want. For more information on enrollment, visit southeasterntech.edu.
Hello, folks. This is Wallace from Gordy Enterprises. You RV trailer and motorhome enthusiasts, if you're going on extended stay, always have your tires checked to be sure they aren't too old. If you own an RV or a motorhome, you should have your tires replaced every 4 years due to dry rot. This could be the results that you may be able to prevent. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, my mama always said.
Gordy Enterprises, HD Wright Road between Vidalia and Lyons.
Now back with more of Toombs County High School baseball, brought to you in part by the Sandwich Shop on Green Street in Vidalia.
Welcome back to Jackie Jones Field here on Y101. The Bulldogs are playing the Bleckley County Royals here at home in the non-region game. The Bulldogs are currently down just by 1 run, 1-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. And up to bat will be senior Trey Clown, followed by catcher Will Watts and third baseman Bryson Stanley. Trey Cloud bats from the left, and according to my statistics, which aren't the accurate team statistics, those can be found on Max Preps, Trey Cloud is currently 7 for 30. Again, it's not accurate, so don't take that to the bank. That pitch missing outside from Little for ball 1. 1 ball, no strike on Cloud, who bats from the left. Little working from the stretch, coming set. Here's the 1-0. Cloud takes a big hack at that one, but missing for strike 1. Cloud is the only senior on this Bulldog team. Little receiving the sign from his catcher, Eli Mullis. Here's the 1-1. A nice breaking ball in for strike 2. Cloud now finds himself behind in the count here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He steps in. Little coming set and delivers the 1-2. That's missing on the outside to make it 2 balls and 2 strikes on senior left-handed hitter Trey Cloud. Little coming set, winding, and he's going to step off. 2 balls, 2 strikes as he steps back on. Coming set. Here's the 2-2. Cloud gets a piece of it, hits it on the ground. The pitcher comes over to his right, fields it, fires to first, and in time for out number 1. 1 down to bring up catcher Will Watts. Watts usually plays right field for this Bulldog baseball varsity team. Watts, of course, is a freshman, but tonight he is catching. He can also catch, by the way. He can also play third. He can also play first, and he can play just about anywhere you put him in the outfield. He bats from the right, and on the season for the varsity team, after last night's game versus Portal, I have him being 6 for 28. And the first pitch to him is high for ball 1. Will Watts will be followed by sophomore third baseman Bryson Stanley. Little coming set, winding. Here's the 1-0. And missing low and on the inside, make it 2 balls and no strikes on Will Watts. Watts steps back in. Little coming onto the mound, still working from the stretch. Seems that may be his preferred way of pitching. Here's the 2-0. And Will Watts gets under this one, sends it sky high up to the shortstop, Matthew Bland, who went to the grass to begin with, but ended up coming in on the dirt and making that catch for out number 2. With 2 down, that'll bring up Bryson Stanley. Stanley playing third for the Bulldogs. And on the season after last night's game, Bryson is 5 for 26, which is a 192 batting average. Last night, Bryson Stanley went 1 for 3 with 2 walks and a run scored. Actually, make that 2 runs scored. Here's the pitch. It's in for a strike. Right there on the outside corner of the plate. Little comes back on. 0-2 on Stanley. Little coming set. And here's the 0-1. And that'll also be about the same location for strike 2. So Stanley finds himself behind 0-2 here. He steps back in. Little coming set. Winding. Here's the 0-2. Stanley got a piece of this one. Fouled it off back into the fence. No balls, 2 strikes on Bryson Stanley, a sophomore. As I said, as far as upperclassmen go, this team is only composed of 6 of those. 1 senior and 5 juniors. Here's the 0-2 to Stanley. And it's low. It went under the catcher and bounced up against the umpire, but I think it hit his bag of balls that he has right there. That's all I'm going to say about that. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bryson Stanley. Here's the 1-2. Swing, and it looks like he foul tipped it. The catcher almost caught it there. Fell out of his glove. Catcher Eli Mullis. Brody Little coming set. Still works for the stretch. Here's the 1-2. Stanley gets a piece of this one, chops it foul, third base side. Third baseman Jack Fernandez coming over and picking that one up and tossing it back in. Bottom of the second inning, Bulldogs down right now 1-0 to the Bleckley County Royals. Stanley steps in. Little receiving the sign from his catcher Mullis, coming set. Winding, and here's the 1-2. Gets Stanley chasing here, and that'll be a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Little once again has a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Bulldogs, and we go to the top of the third. Bulldogs behind right now 1-0 as we break on Y101.
Zaxby's Caribbean Jerk Chicken is just like a vacation in the tropics, only without the sunburn or the dive-bombing seagulls. Or all of that pesky sand.
How did it get in there?
Well, at least it tastes like the tropics. Enjoy our famous chicken tossed in a tropical blend of spicy habanero, fruity mango, and exotic island spices. The Caribbean Jerk boneless wings and the new filet sandwich meal. 2 more reasons you'll get a kick out of Zaxby's.
Heritage Ag Supply has their seed potatoes in now, along with all your garden seed. It's time for lambing your garden, and you can get it in bulk or bag. Don't forget it's time for pre-emergement on your lawn. For your fertilizer or garden needs, make it Heritage Ag Supply at 451 Northwest Broad Street in Lyons, or give them a call at 526-3858, or find us on the web. And we hope to see you there. Now back with more Toombs County High School baseball, brought to you by Thriftway Galaxy Food Store in Lyons.
Welcome back to Jackie Jones. Lucas O'Connor's on the mound right now for the Bulldogs. He's only given up 2 hits and 2 complete innings pitched, which is impressive for a freshman pitching against a team like Bleckley County. You know, Bleckley County, as I mentioned last year, went to the Final Four, and they lost to Jeff Davis. The Bulldogs can relate to such as that. Of course, the Bulldogs going to the Final Four in 2017, falling short to Jeff Davis in both games they played. You know, the Bulldogs only had to win 1 that year. However, they fell short the first game and fell short the second game. This first pitch to Brody Little is going to be sent deep to right field to Trey Cloud. He backs up almost to the fence, but catches it for out number 1. That ball went a long way for pitcher Brody Little, and not to mention we're back to the top of the order. 1 down, that'll bring up Peyton Wimberly, the center fielder. And his first at bat, he flew out to center fielder Chandler Lynn. Lucas O'Connor coming set. Here's the pitch, and it looks like that just scooted by him. It almost hit him for ball one. O'Connor comes back onto the mound. He works from the windup. Coming set, winding, and here's the 1-0. Sails high to make it 2 balls and no strikes. Of course, this isn't O'Connor's first varsity game he's pitched in. He pitched in Game 2 versus Telfair County last Saturday. 2-0 to Wimberley. Make it 2-1 with an outside strike there. And he pitched for 2/3 of an inning that game, but this is the first game he started on the mound, making his varsity start as pitcher. This ball is going to be hit foul, third base side, to make the count 2 balls, 2 strikes on the center fielder, Peyton Wimberley. He steps back in, bats from the right. And O'Connor's a right-handed pitcher. Here's the 2-2. A nice breaking ball there, which is sent out into right field. I believe it busted a window out. So that's what you were saying? Oh, well. Not a car window. If you've ever been to Jackie Jones, you know Booster Stadium's like 3 foot over there behind it, to the side of it. Wimberley gets under this one, sends it up to foul territory. Maybe it'll stay in, and I think it goes out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Wimberley. But it busted a window out of the visitors' press box at Booster Stadium, which is a shame. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Peyton Wimberley as he sets back in. O'Connor, here's the 2-2. Missing low, apparently, maybe, and that's going to load up the count on Wimberley. 1 down. Trey Cloud tracked down Brody Little's almost all the way to the fence hit in right field. Here's the full count pitch. He hits this one on the ground. A light tap over to third base. O'Connor coming over to his right to field it. Really didn't have a chance there on Wimberley. Seems like he's kind of speedy. So now the Royals have a runner at first. With 1 down, that'll bring up Jack Hernandez, the third baseman. He reached on a walk on a 3-1 count in his first at bat with 2 down. And later ended up scoring on Stephen Knighton's RBI double, which gave the Royals their first run of the game and the only run they have. Lucas O'Connor giving a look at Wimberley at first. Wimberley has his lead. O'Connor going to throw it back, and Wimberley is safe. O'Connor works from the stretch with a runner at first. I say that as if that's not normal. O'Connor giving him a look, coming set. And here's the pitch. This ball sent way up into the air. It's sort of looping up there. Foster Jones calls it and makes the catch over at second base for out number 2. 2 down to bring up Stephen Knighton, who has one of the 2 base hits the Royals have, or one of the 3, excuse me. They had 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 here in the third. And the 1 in the first was by Stephen Knighton. And it wasn't just a base hit. It was a double. Knighton steps in, bats from the right. Here's the pitch from O'Connor. High and inside there for ball 1. Catcher Eli Mullis is on deck. O'Connor looking at Wimberley. Here's the pitch. And it's getting by Watts, and that ball is going to get to the fence back here. And Wimberley is going to scoot down to second. A runner in scoring position for Stephen Knighton, which he capitalized on in his first at bat, hitting a shot down the left field foul line. O'Connor is going to step off. Wimberley is going to scoot back to second, and O'Connor comes back on. 2 balls and no strikes on Knighton. Here's the 2-0. And this ball's popped up into the air in the shallow center field. It looks like Chandler Lynn or Foster Jones or somebody. Looks like Foster Jones called that ball but was unable to get to it. That was certainly Chandler Lynn's ball. So, and a run scored on that. So now the Royals are on top 2-0. Score that as an error. With 2 down, that'll bring up catcher Eli Mullis. Mullis bats from the left. Lucas O'Connor giving a look at Wimberley, who's on first. He's going to deliver the pitch here. Missing inside for ball 1. O'Connor coming set. Winding, here's the 1-0. This ball is going to be lined back up the middle. Foster Jones fields it over towards second base and makes the catch and tags second for out number 3. So the Bulldogs yield another run to these Bleckley County Royals here in the top of the third, and the Bulldogs are down 2-0. We go to the bottom of the third inning here at Jackie Jones Field on Y101.
Darrell and Lucretia Nobles are proud supporters of the Toombs County High School baseball team, and a reminder that the next blood drive will be Monday, April the 6th from 1 p.m. until 7 p.m. at the Callaway Center in Lyons. And go Dog!
D-Line Alignment Equipment, just one of the state-of-the-art machines that Stevens Truck Center in Lyons features that makes sure your big rig unit performs at its best efficiency. Proper alignment not only means safer driving, there's the savings on tires and fuel efficiency. Call Stevens Truck Center at 526-3118 and tell them what you need for your big rig diesel, and then come on down to Highway number 1 South in Lyons.
Now back with more of Toombs County Baseball, brought to you in part by Rivers Heating and Air and Electric, your local Lennox dealer. Give them a call at 537-8490.
Lucas O'Connor, Foster Jones, and Logan Knight's up to bat for the Bulldogs. They're batting in the 7, 8, and 9 holes tonight. Here under the lights at Jackie Jones Field on a cooler day than what the Bulldogs have been used to playing this season, considering we've had an up and down kind of climate here in South Georgia during these winter months. On the mound is Brody Little. The Bleckley County Royals are leading the Bulldogs 2-0 as we're in the bottom of the third inning. They scored an unearned run in the first and an earned run in the top of the third. Lucas O'Connor is up to bat. You know, on the season varsity-wise, he's 0 for 1. He's only had one plate appearance for the varsity. Actually, he plated last night, but he went 0 for 1 last night, I believe, on the season. He may or may not be 0 for 2 unless he batted in some of last Saturday's games. No, he didn't bat in those games. But so right now in the season, he's 0 for 2, and he's going to take this first pitch to him from Brody Little as a strike. And that'll make it 0-1 on O'Connor. Little now coming set. Here's the 0-1. Missing low, hitting in the dirt to be ball 1. On deck's Foster Jones. He'll be followed by Logan Knight. 1 ball, 1 strike on O'Connor. Little coming set. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss from Lucas. That'll be strike 2. Lucas bats from the right, steps back in. You know, I mentioned earlier Eli Mullis bats from the left, but he is a right-handed thrower. Little coming set. Here's the 1-2. Missing low and outside to make the count even at 2 on Lucas O'Connor. Brody Little coming set, working from the stretch, receiving the sign from Eli Mullis, who's behind the plate. Winding. Here's the 2-2. And that's going to be called for strike 3 on the outside edge on O'Connor. 1 down. That'll bring up Foster Jones. Foster Jones is a junior on the season, Jones, according to my stats. So he didn't bat in last night's game. But I have him as 2 for 7 overall on the season. Little working from the stretch. He's coming set. Here's the pitch. It's going to be in for a strike. Fastball, outside edge. For strike 1 on Jones. Little coming set. Here's the 0-1. And that's missing low for ball 1. Number 25, sophomore Logan Knight's on deck. He's playing first today. Here's the 1-1 to Jones. That's going to be on the inside edge for strike 2. I heard the coaches talking. I believe Jason Dukes is in the bullpen for the Bulldogs. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Foster Jones. Little coming set, and here's the 1-2. A breaking ball, which Foster Jones is going to put up into the air in foul territory. Third baseman Jack Fernandez moves over, and it looks like he's unable to make that catch. He had it and then dropped it. I guess that'll be strike. Well, already strike 2, so a foul ball on Foster Jones. As he made his way down the first base line, and now he's making his way back. Birdie Little ahead here in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jones is behind. And it looks like the coach for the Bleckley County Royals is going to ask if that was on the transfer or if he dropped it. Yeah, that's what they're meeting about. I can go ahead and tell. And it looks like the home plate umpire is going to make his way down to the field umpire. In high school baseball, typically, you only work with 2 umpires, 1 behind home plate and 1 in the field. However, in those Appling County games 2 Saturdays ago, you had 3 umpires. You had 1 down the first base line, and you had 1 down the third base line, and 1 behind home plate. Looks like the call is going to remain that third baseman Jack Fernandez just dropped it. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on Foster Jones. Stepping back in, umpires getting ready. Birdie Little working from the stretch. Receiving the sign from Mullis. Coming set. Winding. Here's the 1-2. And he's going to come back with a fastball there. Swing and a miss from Foster Jones. And that'll be out number 2. 2 down to bring up Logan Knight. Knight on the season right now, batting-wise, according to my statistics. Now, don't take these to heart. These aren't team statistics. These aren't the statistics, and what I mean by that the coach looks at. Here's the pitch to Knight. He gets under this one, fouls it back, out of play for strike 1. I have Knight. Let's see. I don't think he batted in last night's game. He didn't. On the season right now, I have him for 1-11. Little coming set. Here's the 0-1 to Knight. Knight sends this a nice line drive, unfortunately, into the glove of Peyton Wimberly, the center fielder. That was a nice hit by Logan Knight, but that'll be out number 3. So Birdie Little having another 3-up, 3-down inning. Him and his Bleckley County Royal defense. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Bulldogs down 2-0 on Y101.
Reedy Creek Meat Company, located at 204 Washington Street in Vidalia, has fresh farm Georgia-grown beef. Nothing never frozen, dry aged with no nitrates. Or get the 20-pound box. Mix or match, meat of your choice. Open Monday through Friday from 9 till 6 and Saturdays 9 to 3. That's Reedy Creek Meat Company at 204 Washington Street in Vidalia. Or give them a call at 912-386-4625.
Does your home have its own weather pattern? Rivers Air Conditioning and Heating can help you by servicing your current system or providing you with a new energy-efficient Linux system featuring innovative iComfort 530 thermostats to let you monitor and adjust your home temperature anywhere with your smartphone app. Call Rivers Heating and Air Conditioning at 912-537-8490 or visit us online at riversac.net.
Now back with more Toombs County High School baseball, brought to you in part by Heritage Ag Supply and Lines.
And we're back at Jackie Jones Field here tonight with a non-region matchup between the Toombs County Varsity Bulldogs and the Bleckley County Royals. And O'Connor just finished warming up. And it looks like up to bat for the Royals will be J.R. Fordham, followed by Ethan Holsey, Connor Centers, and Matthew Bland. O'Connor is still on the mound for the Bulldogs. He's only given up 3 hits this game and 3 innings of work. That's a hit an inning. You can't do the basic third grade math there. Here's the pitch. This ball sent deep to left field. This Chase Musselman is way over his head. Actually, no, he makes turns and runs and makes a nice catch on it. I don't think he saw that ball when it first left the bat because he didn't start moving until after the ball was well into the air. So I was a little worried for the Bulldogs there that ball may or may not be a double for the Royals. But Chase Musselman turning back and going to run that ball down for out number 1. They'll bring up right fielder Ethan Holsey. In his first at bat, he reached on a base hit in the 2nd inning. First pitch from O'Connor's on the inside edge for strike one. Be 0-1 on Ethan Holsey, the right fielder. O'Connor coming set. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss for strike two. O'Connor's working ahead here. 0-2. O'Connor way ahead. Top of the fourth. Bulldogs down 2-0. Connor adjusting the pitch in his glove, or adjusting the ball, should I say. Here's the 0-2. A nice off-speed pitch, which will be lined over the Cody Cortez, and that'll be out number 2. With 2 down, that'll bring up Connor Centers, the left fielder. His first at bat, he grounded into a fielder's choice to shortstop Cody Cortez, who then flipped it over to second baseman Foster Jones. They got the out at second. The runner was safe at first. Here's the pitch. This ball's popped high up into the air, and it's going to get out of play for strike one. Centers returning back to the plate. Stepping in, bats from the right-hand side. Lucas O'Connor throws from the right. Here's the 0-1. A nice off-speed pitch by Lucas O'Connor for strike two. For a freshman, he seems to have a lot of pitches under his belt, and by that I mean he knows how to throw them. Here's the 0-2. Another curve, it looked like a curveball there, hit on the ground to Bryson Stanley. Stanley fields it, fires to first, and that'll be a 3-up, 3-down inning for Lucas O'Connor and his Toombs County Bulldog defense. We go to the bottom of the fourth. The Bulldogs down 2-0 as we break on Y101.
Jerry Marcel again. Y101 had a contest going to be the greatest station in the United States, and they had answered all the questions correctly, and this was the last question, and it was Tone's turn to answer it, and the question was, name the 4 seasons. And Tone thought a minute, and he said, that's easy. Salt, pepper, mustard, and vinegar.
This here story brought to you by them good old Wiggins boys up there at 205 Arlington Drive in Vidalia. When your head is hurting, or you got a cold, or your blood pressure's up, or you just feel sick, go by and see Brother Mike, the nurse practitioner at 537-2530. Or if your foot's are hurting, or you got an ingrown toenail, or you just can't hardly walk, go by and see Brother Mark, the foot doctor, at 537-2559. They might even sing to you or tell you a joke. That's Wiggins Associates at 205 Arlington Drive in Vidalia. They'll take care of you from head to toe. Thank you. Now back with more Toombs County High School baseball, brought to you in part by Tar Land and Timber in Line.
And welcome back to Jackie Jones Field in the bottom of the fourth inning. The Bulldogs playing host to the Bleckley County Royals. The Dogs are down right now 2-0. The Bulldogs have yet to have a base hit this game. Brody Little has retired. Brody Little has retired the Bulldogs 3-up, 3-down for the last 3 innings in a row. And let's see if Chandler Lynn, the leadoff hitter, can do something different or start something for the Bulldogs, because they're in need of some hits. Chandler Lynn, of course, as I tell you, bats from the left-hand side. You know, at one time he was, what's that word? Something dexterous. I don't know how to say it, but in other words, he could bat from the left and the right, but I think he's stuck to just batting to the left-hand side. First pitch to him from Brody Little is missing for ball 1. He throws from the right, however. I would assume he would right with the right hand. Here's the 1-0. And that's going to be in for a strike on the outside edge. Lynn, 1 ball, 1 strike on him. He steps back in. Here's the 1-1. And that's also going to be in for a strike. Now he's behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the season. Lynn right now, according to my statistics, is 3 for 14 with a .214 batting average. But he only started with this team, not last Wednesday, or this past Wednesday, but the Wednesday before, over in Coffee County. Here's a ball on the ground to J.R. Fordman, the second baseman. He fields it, fires to first, and that'll be out number 1. 1 down to bring up Chase Musselman, the left fielder, who grounded out to the pitcher Brody Little. And I say grounded out, he bunted the ball a tad bit too hard. Kind of went all the way to the pitcher's mound. Little really didn't have to make any, effort to run up for that ball. Then he threw it over to first and got the out. Chase Musselman playing left field tonight for the Bulldogs. The first pitch to him is going to be in for a strike on the outside part of the plate. I've noticed that's where Brody Little likes to stay with his pitches, on the corners. Which, if you can hit the corners, that's where any pitcher wants to stay. Here's the 0-1, a curveball to Musselman, which he's going to line over to shortstop Matthew Bland for out number 2. 2 down, that'll bring up DH Gray Stevens. Well, you can't say the Bulldogs aren't scoring any runs by not hitting the ball. They're hitting it, they're putting it in play. You know, you just can't really do anything when they put it in someone's glove, or someone moves over and makes the catch. You just have to give them credit. Stevens struck out in his first at bat. Let's see what he can do now in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch from Little. Away, missing for ball 1. 1 ball, no strike on Gray Stevens. He steps back in, bats from the right. He batted in the cleanup position last night for the Bulldogs. Here's the 1-0. Stevens takes a hack at this one. That'll make it 1-1. Yeah, last night the lineup was this. It was Chandler Lynn, Chase Musselman, Alex Gordy, Gray Stevens, Trey Cloud, Will Watts, Bryson Stanley, Jason Dukes, and Cody Cortez. That looks to me like a starting varsity lineup for region games. I'm not going to put any money on it, but that's just what I think right now. We'll see come Tuesday. Here's the 1-1. And that looks like it's missing outside to make it 2 balls and 1 strike. Yes, the Bulldogs start their region play next week, and those games go Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. The Tuesday and Friday game will be here at Jackie Jones, and the Thursday game will be on the road in Bacon County. In this region, they play each region team 3 times. Stevens fouling this one off to make it 2-2. And I gave you the rundown of that last night. They're going to start with Bacon County, and 2 of those games will be here at home, and 2 of those games will be on the road. Or 1 of those games will be on the road, excuse me. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that's missing outside to make it 3 balls and 2 strikes on junior Gray Stevens. Unfortunately, I have sad news. I will not be able to bring you next Friday's game here at home versus Bacon County. I will be out of town for a school function, so I apologize for that. And this pitch is off the plate, but Gray Stevens is going to swing for it, and he swings and misses, and that'll be strike 3. So we go to the top of the 5th inning. The Bulldogs are down 2-0. Lucas O'Connor on the mound. We'll return on Y101.
Hi, this is Betsy Rollins. You know my dad, Tommy Rollins, owner of Tar Land and Timber. Growing up, he taught me to be honest, dependable, and community-oriented. And since 1977, when he started in the timber industry, that's the way he has done business. He'll give you the most dependable service and the best timber prices around. So for a family-owned and operated business, call Tommy Rollins at Tar Land and Timber, 565-8850. Tell him Betsy sent you.
Heritage Ag Supply has their seed potatoes in now, along with all your garden seed. It's time for lambing your garden, and you can get it in bulk or bags. Don't forget it's time for pre-emergement on your lawn. For your fertilizer or garden needs, make it Heritage Ag Supply at 451 Northwest Broad Street in Lyons, or give them a call at 526-3858, or find us on the web. And we hope to see you there. Now back with more of Toombs County High School Baseball, brought to you in part by L.A. Geiger Tax and Insurance.
We're back at Jackie Jones here tonight for a non-region matchup between the Royals and the Bulldogs. They're traveling from Bleckley County, which I want to say is about an hour and a half to 2 hours away here from Toombs County. Hope they had no trouble finding our field. As I mentioned earlier in the game, the trouble I had finding their field back in 2018 when I went down there to call a game. First pitch to Matthew Bland's missing for ball 1. Bland's playing shortstop tonight for the Royal baseball team. This ball's going to be chopped foul, third base side, over towards the coach for strike 1. For the first time this game, the Royals did not have a base hit in the top of the 4th. They've had a base hit every inning up until then. Here's the 1-1, and that'll be in for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Matthew Bland, the shortstop for the Bleckley County Royals. O'Connor coming set. Here's the 1-2. And this ball was high and also getting away from catcher Will Watts, who's usually in right field. And now time has been called as Watts is going out to talk to his pitcher. Looks like there's been some trouble reading the signs here. From the coach to Watts, from Watts to O'Connor. Which that happens occasionally. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from O'Connor. A nice off-speed pitch, which is going to be sent deep to center field. But Chandler Lynn is there and makes that catch for out number 1. 1 down. We're back to the top of the order to Brody Little. Little tonight is 0 for 2, grounding out to first baseman Logan Knight and flying out to right fielder Trey Cloud. He bats from the left-hand side, and here's the pitch. He throws from the right, but bats from the left. Here's another Chandler Lynn example. And just like their catcher, Eli Mullis, here's the 1-0. Missing. 2 balls and no strikes on Brody Little. The Bulldogs are down 2-0 here in the top of the 5th at Jackie Jones. Here's the 2-0. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Brody Little steps back in. 2 balls and 1 strike on him. O'Connor coming set. Here's the 2-1. And missing low to make it 3 balls and 1 strike on Brody Little. O'Connor going back to the mound. 3 balls, 1 strike on Little. 0 for 2 tonight. Here's the 3-1. This ball sent up into the air. It looks like over towards Trey Cloud. Trey Cloud lost the ball in the clouds, and that ball down the right field line. Cloud did not have an eye on it, and Brody Little got all the way down to third on a triple. Trey Cloud had no idea where that ball was or where that ball went, but Brody Little pulled that ball down the right field line. You know, for a second there, I thought Trey Cloud was camped under it, and then he threw his arms up in the air, and I was like, he's not camped under it. He doesn't know where it is. But that occasionally happens at all levels of this game. You know, we are human. Human error happens all the time. You know, there was an astounding fact that one of my teachers looked up the other day about how many patients die from doctor error every year. It's like 700,000 something patients a year. That's a lot of doctor error. And United States has the best medicine practice in the world. So this pitch is going to get by Will Watts, but no go from the runner at third. Lucas O'Connor was at home to cover. Up to bat is Peyton Wimberly. So ball 1 on him. He's 1 for 2 tonight, flying out to center fielder Chandler Lynn and reaching on a base hit. Infield's playing in to keep this run from scoring, so they're going to have a tag here at the plate. Let's see. Here's the 1-0. This ball's ripped into shallow right field for RBI single for Peyton Wimberly. And now the Royals are on top 3-0. And I'm going to blame that 1 run they scored this inning on human error. You know, our eyes can't see everything. It's just impossible. You know, if our eyes saw everything, we'd be scared, wouldn't we? Or something like that. I don't know. There's a saying that goes with that. Head coach Derek James coming out to talk to his team. The Dogs are down 3-0 here in the top of the 5th inning versus this Bleckley County Royal team, who's coming into this game 2-2, beating Sandy Creek 5-1, beating Gainesville 4-1, and losing to Jeff Davis and West Lawrence 8-7 and 8-3. They went to the Final Four last year in 2019, and they were put out by Jeff Davis. And I mentioned earlier the Bulldogs can relate to that, going to the Final Four in 2017. However, the Bulldogs were the predicted winner of that game versus Jeff Davis. I went to those games. However, the Bulldogs fell short in game 1. It was a disappointing loss. And then they fell short by a much larger deficit in game 2. The first pitch to Jack Fernandez is missing for ball 1. And the next pitch is also missing for ball 2. Runner at first. Royals leading 3-0. Peyton Wimberly putting them up another run here in the 5th by having an RBI single. This ball's chopped on the ground to Bryson Stanley. Stanley bobbles it, not going to be able to stay with it. And that looks like Jack Fernandez is going to get down to first on an error. 1 down. Runners are now at first and second. Runner in scoring position for the Royals.
Number 12, Knighton up to bat.
Bulldogs needing some outs here. A double play would be ideal. So a ball to your middle infielders. But unfortunately for the Dogs, you have a dangerous batter up. Stephen Knighton, the cleanup batter. And as I said, he sends this ball to deep center field. Chandler Lynn is there. He makes the catch. Runner tagging from second. Here comes the throw. It's going to be cut off. No, it's not going to be cut off by Cortez. It's going to come all the way to Bryson Stanley at third. The tag is applied. However, Wimberly is there safely. So 2 down. That'll bring up Eli Mullis, the catcher. He's 0 for 2 tonight, flying out to second baseman Foster Jones and lining out. We're not lining out. He grounded into a fielder's choice by Foster Jones. Here's the pitch inside on a left-handed batter for ball 1. Runner at third for the Royals. A base hit could score them. 2 down, however, for the Bulldogs. Here's the pitch. And this ball is fouled out of play for strike 1. An out will be at first and second. You don't want to worry about this runner here. You want to get the force out somewhere because if you get the out, the run doesn't matter. 1 ball, 1 strike on Eli Mullis. Here's the pitch. And that's missing inside to make it 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners at first and third for the Bleckley County Royals. All the way from Cochran. Next pitch on the outside edge, called for strike 2. O'Connor working back here. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Eli Mullis. O'Connor looking at his runners, winding. Here's the 2-2. He's going to be hit on the ground to Foster Jones. Jones fields it, grabs it, fires to first, and the Bulldogs get out of this inning, only yielding a run. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Bulldogs down 3-0 at Jackie Jones on Y101.
Well, it's tax time, and Geiger Insurance and Tax Service at 114 Northwest Broad Street in Lyons can handle all your tax needs along with free quotes on your insurance. Danielle Geiger can prepare your taxes, and they also do electronic filing. Give Geiger Tax and Insurance a call and find out how easy your tax preparation can be. Get ready to write this number down, 526-4220.
Hablamos español.
Check out these great deals going on all month at your Toombs Auto Parts or Napa dealer in Lyons, like 8-foot battery booster cables, $8.99, or 10-foot battery booster cables, $14.99. Max Premium Starting Fluid, $1.99. Chevron Dello 400 SDE HD diesel motor oil, $12.99 a gallon. 2.5 gallon of diesel DEF, $9.99. 20-piece SAE metric 12-point socket set, 3/8 drive for $29.99. There's some more great savings going on all month at your Toombs Auto Parts or Napa dealer in Lyons, and we hope to see you there. Now back with more at Toombs County High School baseball. Brought to you in part by the Sandwich Shop on Green Street in Vidalia.
Brody Little is still on the mound for his Bleckley County Royals. Up to bat for Toombs County will be Trey Cloud, Will Watts, and Bryson Stanley. Well, I dropped my notebook. Trying to do that discreetly, but then I couldn't reach it. And I exhaled some frustration. Bulldogs down 3-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. They need some runs. Brody Little has not given up a base hit to the Bulldogs, and let's see if he'll give up one to Trey Cloud. Cloud comes up. He grounded out to pitcher Brody Little in his first at-bat back in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Brody Little coming set. Here's the pitch to Cloud. He's going to start him off with a fastball in for a strike. The Bulldogs will be back in action tomorrow here at Jackie Jones Field at 12:30. They'll be making up a game versus the Coffee County Trojans. That game got rained out the other day. They'll be making it up here. The game will be right here on Y101. Next pitch missing high. The pregame show beginning 10 or so minutes before the first pitch. One ball, one strike. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike two. You know, Barney warned me coming into this. I said I was going to do a pregame show. He said, now, Bryce, the one thing about baseball and doing a pregame show is it's hard to do because there's not an exact start time for baseball. They say they want to start at an exact time. 1-2's fouled off, but they never kind of do because it's always up to the umpires. If the umpires get here early, sometimes they'll be like, all right, let's get this thing going. We want to go home. Or they'll be like, they could show up late. Then we'd have to fill it up with commercials. Little coming set. Here's the 1-2. Swing. Got Trey Cloud chasing at a high fastball, and that'll be strike three on Cloud. One down to bring up Will Watts. But, you know, we've only had to cut off one pregame show, and it was in Tatnall. Well, no, it wasn't at Tatnall. It was... Where was that at? Where were we at? Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on Watts for strike one. See, it wasn't Tatnall. I remember Tatnall. I had to keep playing commercials because the Star Spangled Banner, they never would start the banner. Kept playing music, and I was like, I know it's coming. Here's the 0-1. Missing low for ball 1. See. I can't remember what game it was. Why can't I remember what game it was? Toombs County Bulldogs still looking for their first base hit of this game. Here's the 1-1 to Watts. Missing low for ball 2. Was it the game at Coffee County? I think it was last Wednesday. I want to say that's when it was. That's the only pregame show that had to be cut off. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. This ball hit on the ground past the third baseman, and that'll be the first base hit for the Toombs County Bulldogs by freshman Will Watts. You know, this is the second time this season he's done that. He's been the only Bulldog to get a base hit, but the game isn't over. I'm not saying he's going to be the only one. Hopefully there are several more Bulldogs that get base hits here tonight. But he's the first one. Will Watts having a base hit there to put a runner at first for the Bulldogs. First base runner of the night. And now that'll bring up Bryson Stanley. Stanley can be a dangerous guy at the plate for the Bulldogs, or I say for the Bulldogs, for the opposing team. Very helpful at the plate for the Bulldogs. Let's see if he could score a run right here. He gets under this first pitch and sends it high up into the air to shortstop Matthew Bland. Bland fields it and makes the catch for out number 2. You know, I have to say, one thing about these fly balls here tonight, they've been going way up there. You know, if you ever been inside the press box here at Jackie Jones Field, usually you could see all the fly balls when they go soaring into the air. But all of the ones tonight that have been right here on the infield, I've had to lean forward and look up under the window, or I should say up under the ceiling there. Here's the pitch to Lucas O'Connor. It's getting by the catcher, and Will Watts is going to scoot down to second, so the Bulldogs now have somebody in scoring position. Let's see if a freshman can score a freshman here for the Bulldogs. 1 ball, no strikes on O'Connor. The Bulldogs have come alive with their bats here recently. Let's see if they can do that here tonight in the late innings. Next pitch missing on O'Connor. 2 balls, no strikes. Brady Little. No, it's Brady Little. Have I been saying Brady? Brady Little coming set. Here's the 2-0. O'Connor is going to put this one over towards the first baseman. First baseman having to come off the bag. However, the pitcher, Brody Little, was there to cover, and that'll be out number 3. A good idea by Lucas O'Connor to go to backside, but the Bulldogs unable to score any runs. We go to the top of the 6th. Bulldogs down 3-0 as we break on Y101.
You always have a home field advantage with First Franklin Financial. Come see the friendly Franklin folks in Vidalia or apply online at www.oneffc.com. First Franklin Financial is a proud supporter of Toombs County Bulldogs.
over 75 combined years, the campuses of Southeastern Technical College have been providing education for the real world. STC Swainsboro and Vidalia locations give students from Glenville to Wrightsville access to local, high-quality training that won't break the bank. From accounting to welding, Southeastern Tech's programs give you the tools to succeed now, whether you've just graduated high school or you're looking to kickstart your career. For more information on enrollment, visit southeasterntech.edu.
Now back with more Toombs County High School baseball, brought to you by Thriftway Galaxy Food Store and Line.
Welcome back to Jackie Jones Field. The Bulldogs are in a non-region game versus the Bleckley County Royals, and the Bulldogs have fallen short here, 3-0, yielding runs in the first, third, and fifth to these Royals. Lucas O'Connor is on the mound, and he's a freshman, and he's had a pretty decent game, for a freshman facing off against the varsity team here. This team, of course, going to the Final Four last year. He's only given up 5 hits, according to my statistics, which I tell you all the time, don't trust mine. These are just for me to, have something to talk about. But anyway, he's given up 3 runs, one of them being earned. So, I think he's doing very well. The first pitch to J.R. Fordham is in for a strike, swing and a miss. Here's the 0-1, chopped foul, third base side for a strike 2. I've noticed every even inning is what I meant to say. J.R. Fordham has started it off batting. Top of the second, J.R. Fordham. Top of the fourth, J.R. Fordham. Top of the sixth, J.R. Fordham. Watts going out to talk to his pitcher and now returning back behind the plate. The Bulldogs 3-6 overall right now. A few more wins going into the region wouldn't be too bad. Here's the 0-2, missing outside for ball 1. Of course, as far as where you're placed at in the region, they don't look at your overall record, just how you do on the region. Here's the 1-2. This ball popped up sky high, up into the air. Shortstop Cody Cortez makes that call, comes in on the grass in front of shortstop's position, and makes that catch for out number 1. 1 down. That'll bring up Ethan Hulsey, the right fielder. He's 1 for 2 today with a base hit and lining out to shortstop Cortez. Playing right field tonight. Here's the pitch from O'Connor, swing and a miss. For strike 1, I have to say I'm impressed with Lucas O'Connor's performance tonight on the mound. For a freshman pitching in this varsity game, now look at that. He just threw a off speed, looked like it was a curveball there. Missed on the inside for ball 1, but the fact that he has so much control over those pitches like that, 1-1 in the dirt for ball 2. You have to give credit to these younger guys who've worked on pitching during, midget ball and junior ball over at the park. This pitch is popped way up into the air. Foster Jones is going to make the call. He makes the call, ends up having to back up into the grass. Foster Jones has been busy tonight catching pop flies, and that'll be out number 2. 2 down to bring up Connor Centers, the left fielder. One thing O'Connor is doing is he's letting his defense work, which, you have to. If you try to take it all upon yourself, I have to strike this guy out, then, you're going to stress yourself out. You're going to hurt your arm. And it looks like O'Connor has given up another base hit here tonight to Connor Centers. He hits a ball out in the left center. But nothing hurt. Runner at first to bring up Matthew Bland, the shortstop. Bland tonight has had some deeply hit balls. He flew out to shortstop Cody Cortez, but he hit a bomb out in the center field in his second at bat. In the top of the 5th inning, O'Connor's going to throw back to first. Centers is there safely. The ball is given back to O'Connor. First pitch to Bland is off the plate for ball 1. I hope there are no English teachers listening. I'm trying to be as correct as possible in the way I speak. And sometimes I'm like, well, it sounds right. Maybe it's right. Swing and a miss from Bland. Make the count even at 1. But, one thing I've learned, all these English classes I've taken over the years,
I've taken my final high school English class. I took it last semester. American Literature. The 1-1, swing and a miss. That'll be strike 2. Is, even if it sounds right to your ear, it may not be right grammatically, which is crazy. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. This ball is going to be a swinging bunt on the first base line. Lucas O'Connor fields it, fires to first, and it looks like they got out number 3 right there. The Bulldogs not giving up a run to the Royals here in the top of the 6th. However, the Bulldogs are still trailing 3-0, and they need some runs. We're going to the bottom of the 6th at Jackie Jones on Y101.
This is TCV Broadcasting, WLYU FM, Lions Fidelia, Y101.
Darrell and Lucretia Nobles are proud supporters of the Toombs County High School baseball team, and a reminder that the next blood drive will be Monday, April the 6th from 1 p.m. until 7 p.m. at the Callaway Center in Lyons. And go Dog!
It's a good idea to see the doctor before a major problem arises. When it comes to that big rig diesel, the same applies. Come to Stevens Truck Center in Lyons and make sure you're getting the most out of that high-priced equipment. Call 526-3118. Stevens Truck Center is located on Highway number 1 south of Lyons. Save the most when you depend on the local professionals at Stevens Truck Center in Lyons.
Now back with more of Toombs County Baseball, brought to you in part by Rivers Heating and Air and Electric, your local Lennox dealer. Give them a call at 537-8490.
Foster Jones, Logan Knight, and Chandler Lynn up to bat for this Bulldog baseball team here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Bulldogs are behind to the Royals 3-0, and the only base hit of the night has been by freshman Will Watts, the catcher. He's catching tonight. You know, normally he's playing right field, and Jason Dukes is catching, but giving Jason Dukes a little bit of a break as he has caught every varsity game thus far. First pitch to Jones will be in for a strike. Also, Dukes is in the bullpen in case O'Connor gets in trouble, but O'Connor has pitched 6 complete innings, and he's only given up 6 hits. That's averaging about 1 an inning. Next, or not about 1, it is averaging 1 an inning. Next pitch is missing for ball 1. He gave up 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the 5th, and 1 back in the 6th. Here's the 1-1 to Foster Jones. He gets a piece of it, fouls it back into the fence for strike 2. Jones is playing second tonight in his first at bat in the 3rd inning at a strikeout. The Bulldogs looking for some runs. We're going into the 7th inning after this, and if you don't have enough runs, the game's over. Here's the 1-2. Jones getting under it, fouling it out of play. Defense is nice and all. The Bulldogs have been playing some, good defense, but, you need runs. Bulldogs only making 1 error so far in the game. Knocking on wood. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Foster Jones. Little coming set. Here's the 1-2. Oh, a nice pitch, and it's called for strike 3 on Foster Jones. 1 down. That'll bring up Logan Knight. Knight tonight is playing first base for the Bulldogs. Let's see how he does here. He had a nice hit in his first at bat in the 3rd inning, sending it out to left field. However, Peyton Wimberly moved over and made the catch. Unfortunately, it was a nice hit for Logan Knight. Pitch to him is below the knee for ball 1. The Bulldogs, since they are the home team, the way they will get another chance to hit if they don't score 4 runs here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the 1-0. And it's in for a strike to make it 1-1. Now, the umpire has a delayed call and is called strike 3, so I have to watch the batter and see if they turn around and walk the other way. Here's the 1-1. And it looks like it's missing. It may have been caught if the catcher, Eli Mullis, would have caught it. It looks like it hit off of his catcher's mitt and rolled to the fence here. 2 balls and 1 strike on Logan Knight. Little coming set. Winding. Here's the 2-1. And that one's in for a strike. That'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes on Knight. Little has only yielded 1 hit to the Bulldogs, and that was by Will Watts back in the 5th inning. Here's the 2-2. And that's low. So Logan Knight has a full count upon himself right now. See who wins the battle between him and pitcher Brody Little. Here's the pitch. And that'll be missing, and Logan Knight's reaching with a walk. With a runner at first, that'll bring up Chandler Lynn. It looks like the coach is making some adjustments here in the lineup. Looks like they're going to substitute number 10 in. That's Dawson Brantley to run for Logan Knight. Brantley, a freshman. Chandler Lynn tonight's 0 for 2. He's looking for a base hit. In tonight's game, he flew out, in foul territory to Jack Fernandez, and then he grounded out to second baseman J.R. Fordham. So the Bulldogs looking for some runs here in the bottom of the 6th. They're losing 3-0 to the Bleckley County Royals, a team who coming into this game is 2-2. Here's the pitch. It's going to be called a strike on the outside edge on Chandler Lynn. Little pitching from the stretch as he has this entire game. The 0-1, Lynn is going to send a deep right field. Unfortunately, the right fielder, Ethan Halsey, moves over and makes that catch. That was a nice hit by Chandler Lynn. 2 down. Bring up Chase Musselman. Musselman's due for a base hit this game.
Next for the Bulldogs, number 4, Chase Musselman. Number 22, Gray Stevens on deck.
Here's the pitch to Chase Musselman. Musselman fouls it off out of play for strike 1. Musselman playing left field tonight. He's 0 for 2, grounding out to pitcher Little and lining out to shortstop Matthew Bland. 0-1 on Musselman. Little. Coming set. Here's the 0-1. A nice breaking ball, and Chase Musselman gets himself a base hit, hitting it in the shallow left field, and that puts runners on first and second for the Bulldogs.
Next up for Toombs County, number 22, Gray Stevens. Number 12, Trey Cloud.
That'll bring up junior Gray Stevens. Stevens DHing tonight. Stevens is in need to put the ball somewhere that way. He has struck out twice today. Both of them have been on 2 outs. First pitch to him, missing for ball 1. The Bulldogs have a runner in scoring position. They do need to score some runs. The Bulldogs are down 3-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning in a game that runs 7. Swing and a miss for strike 1. One ball, 1 strike on the right-handed junior. Little coming set. Here's the 1-1. Stevens chops this on the ground to Matthew Bland. Fields it, fires to first. And that'll be out number 3. The Bulldogs unable to score any runs here in the bottom of the 6th. The Bulldogs are needing some runs as we go into the top of the 7th inning. Bulldogs trailing 3-0 on Y101.
Zaxby's Caribbean Jerk Chicken is just like a vacation in the tropics, only without the sunburn, or the dive-bombing seagulls, or all of that pesky sand.
How did it get in there?
Well, at least it tastes like the tropics. Enjoy our famous chicken tossed in a tropical blend of spicy habanero, fruity mango, and exotic island spices. The Caribbean Jerk boneless wings and the new filet sandwich meal. 2 more reasons you'll get a kick out of Zaxby's.
Check out these great deals going on this week at your 3 Galaxy food store and lines like fresh assorted pork chops, $1.28 a pound. 81% lean ground beef, $2.98 a pound. 32-ounce Smucker's grape jelly, 2 for $4. Jill peanut butter, 2 for $6. Creamy white potatoes, 2 for $6. 8-ounce Kraft shredded cheese, 2 for $5. There's some more great savings going on this week at your 3 Galaxy food store and lines, and we hope to see you there. Now back with more Toombs County High School baseball, brought to you in part by Wiggins Associates in Vidalia.
Welcome back to Jackie Jones Field here on Y101. The Bulldogs are trailing the Bleckley County Royals 3-0. Let's see, that's still Lucas O'Connor on the mound for the Bulldogs. Over at first is Logan Knight, second Foster Jones, short's Cody Cortez, third is Bryson Stanley, and left is Chase Musselman, and center is Chandler Lynn, and right's Trey Cloud, and behind the plate is Will Watts, and a partridge in a pear tree. Had such a good thing going there, and then I messed it up. Lucas O'Connor on the mound. He pitches a first pitch in to Brody Little, in for a strike. Starts him off with 1 there. Little tonight is 1 for 3 with a triple. And, this guy's a pull hitter. He just pulled way out of this field, out of the park. It went over the field house here at Booster Stadium for strike 2. Man, oh, man. Be ready, Trey Cloud. He's moving over to his left out there in right field. Here's the 0-2, and he lines this one back up the middle. No one was expecting that for a base hit. Brody Little now having a multi-hit game. Runner at first to bring up Peyton Wimberly. Now, Wimberly tonight has been on fire at the plate for the Bleckley County Royals. He's 2 for 3, flying out to center fielder Chandler Lynn, reaching on a base hit and having an RBI single in the 5th inning. The Bulldogs need to not let the Royals score anymore here. That's correct. Score anymore here because that'll make their job that much harder in the bottom of this inning, because if the Bulldogs don't tie it up or go ahead, then the game is over. We're at the top of the 7th inning, Bulldogs losing the Royals 3-0. And there's really nothing you can blame it on other than the fact that Brody Little has been pitching good stuff for the Royals. He's only given up 2 Bulldog hits, 1 to Chase Musselman and another to Will Watts. The pitch into Wimberly, I believe he showed bunt and didn't for strike 1. The Bulldogs will be back in action tomorrow here at Jackie Jones with the first pitch at 12:30. That's Eastern Standard Time. They'll be playing host to the Coffee County Trojans in a game that got rained out. This ball is poked over to Foster Jones. He makes a nice catch, moving over from his second base position over towards second base, sliding to his knees to make that catch for out number 1. I have to say, Foster Jones has been running down a lot over at second base here today.
Next up, number 10, Fernandez.
Usually playing over there is Alex Gordy, but I think the coach is giving some of his starters a break. And they're upperclassmen, because Stanley and Cortez are both starters, and they're playing tonight. But they're underclassmen. So you have your 9th and 10th graders or your lower classmen. Your upperclassmen or your juniors and seniors. Here's the 1-out pitch. It's going to be, oh my goodness, is lined out to Chandler Lynn. That's one thing I could say about these Bleckley County Royals. If they're not popping it up or hitting it on the ground, they're hitting shots to the outfield. That one was a shot there, but thankfully Chandler Lynn moving over to his left to make that catch for out number 2. Which, it only proves to be true. The Royals did go to the Final Four last year. First pitch to Knighton is in for a strike, for a called strike 1. I believe the Royals are AAA, correct? AA? Okay, and they're just in a different bracket. All right, that makes sense. Next pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2. Gonna look it up here. See, in your region, you have different brackets. This ball's hit on the ground to Foster Jones at second. Fields it, fires to first, and that'll be out number 3. The Bulldogs have to score 3 runs to tie it and 4 to go ahead and win it. We're going to the bottom of the 7th here at Jackie Jones on Y101.
The Sandwich Shop, located at 213 Green Street in Vidalia, has all your fresh homemade sandwiches. Amy and the gang can fix you a sandwich with over 20 different varieties of sandwiches, from the common BLT to a Philly steak and cheese. Open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. until 2 o'clock p.m. Give them a call at 537-9263. Hope to see you there.
Don't miss another dose of your medication. With All Care Pharmacy's Care Plus packaging, we help you remember to take your medication the way your doctor prescribed it. We secure all of your refills for you each month, package your medications by dose and time of day, and we offer free delivery in Lyons and Vidalia, all at no additional charge. Call Debbie Holly at 912-524-0100 for more information.
Now back with more Toombs County High School baseball, brought to you in part by Tar Land and Timber and Line.
We're in the final inning of baseball here on Y101. The Bulldogs trailing the Bleckley County Royals 3-0, and they need some runs. In high school baseball, you play 7 innings. Complete innings pitched. I have he gave up 2 hits, no runs. Did he walk anybody? Oh, he had 1 walk. And he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Abby had 7 strikeouts. So Jack Fernandez is on the mound for the Bleckley County Royals. Up to bat, Trey Cloud, Will Watts, and Bryson Stanley. And as I said, they need some hits, some runs. Yeah, Bleckley is in Double-A, but they're in Region 3, which, head coach is Brad Davis. I said earlier that they played Jeff Davis in the Final Four. I should have known they were in our region. But I guess what threw me off is that this is a non-region game, but it's because they're in Double-A, but they're in a different region, if that makes any sense. So they're not in our region, they're in our class. There we go. That makes sense. They worded that just how I wanted to. Trey Cloud tonight is 0 for 2. He's looking for a base hit in tonight's game, and hopefully he has it here in the bottom of the 7th for the Bulldogs because they're in need of some runs. Here's the pitch from Fernandez. Cloud showed bunt, did not pull back for strike 1, or maybe the ball was a strike to begin with. Tell you, it was a nice fastball from Fernandez. See what he has to offer the Bulldogs. Here's the 0-1. Another fastball missing low for ball 1. Trey Cloud stepping back in, batting from the left-hand side. Last year, the Bulldogs played Bleckley County on the road in Bleckley after they had their region series with Vidalia. Next pitch missing to make it 2-1. Stephen Knighton pitched in that game last year for the Bleckley County Royals. Here's the 2-1 from Fernandez. It's going to be called for a strike on the outside edge to make it 2 balls and 2 strikes on Trey Cloud. Going into that game last year, Bleckley was 17-8 overall and 10-1 on the region. That's good stuff there. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Trey Cloud. Fernandez coming set, and here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3 on Cloud. With 1 down, they bring up Will Watts, 1 for 2 in tonight's game, holding one of the only 2 base hits that have been had in this game by the Bulldogs. Watts stepping in, 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Bulldogs losing 3-0. Watts fouls this one off into the fence for strike 1. See, Brock Harrison pitched that game last season, followed by Trey Cloud. And then Dalton Lynn. Bulldogs pitched 3 in that game. The game that I went to back in 2018 was a very interesting game between the Bulldog coaching staff and the umpires. Here's the 0-1. That'll be called for a strike to make it 0-2. Curveball. So I got there late. It was already an interesting enough game for me. And the umpires and the Bulldog coaching staff, composed of head coach Brian Fitzgerald, which that was his final season, head assistant coaches Hunter Adams, Nick Hayes, and Patrick Kraft. Well, two of the Bulldog coaches and the umpire got into it, but at different points in the game. Here's the 0-2, missing on the outside, make it 1 ball and 2 strikes on Will Watts. So to begin with, head coach Brian Fitzgerald was sent to the dugout for the rest of the game. And then assistant coach Nick Hayes was thrown out of the game. He had to go sit on the bus until the game was over. And I believe the umpire even got, mouthy with some of the parents there that night. It was an interesting game. You just had to be there. Next pitch missing. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Will Watts. 1 down, if you could find the field. I'm telling you, the address they give you online is not right. Or maybe it is now. 2-2 off the plate. Watts has worked the count full. Yeah, it was 2 years ago, last time I traveled there, which we will have to be traveling there again this year. But later in the season, right before the Bulldogs play their series against Swainsboro, I believe, we'll be going to Bleckley County. Full count pitch on the way to Will Watts. Almost hitting him, and that'll give Toombs County a base runner as Will Watts trots down to first. With 1 down, that'll bring up Bryson Stanley, the third baseman. Bryson Stanley tonight is 0-2 with a strikeout and a fly out to shortstop Matthew Bland. Bulldogs are needing 3 here to keep the game going, 4 to win it. See if they can do that. Jack Fernandez is working from the stretch with a runner at first, coming set. 1 down. Here's the pitch. He's going to start Stanley off with a fastball for strike 1. See, O'Connor pitched a full game for the Bulldogs unless we go into extra innings. But I'm looking for the Bulldogs to score 4 runs here, aren't you? 0-1. Here's the pitch. And Bryson Stanley has a base hit. Looks like, the second baseman moving over, making a nice play. Was he? The umpire is calling Bryson Stanley out at first. The Bulldog fans aren't happy about that. And it looks like the coaches, neither of them are going to protest it. So Bryson Stanley is out, and that'll be out number 2. But a nice play by J.R. Fordham. He was moving way over to his left from his second base position. It looks like he was playing second base over towards the middle for a double play ball. But that ball pulling him way to his left, almost in the 4-3 hole. That's why I said it was a base hit, because I thought it was poking through. But Stanley out, and that'll be out number 2. With 2 down, that'll bring up pitcher Lucas O'Connor. O'Connor in tonight's game is 0-2, having a called strike 3 on a 2-2 and grounding out to the first baseman. And that was in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the pitch. Missing low for ball 1 and inside. Well, the Bulldogs do have a run in scoring position, so they could score at least 1 run here in the bottom of the 7th on a base hit by Lucas O'Connor. 1 ball and no strike. Fernandez coming set. Here's the 1-0. And this pitch is going to be called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on the freshman Lucas O'Connor. Fernandez coming set. Winding. Here's the 1-1. O'Connor gets a piece of this one, fouls it off. Looked like it went over towards Booster Stadium. For strike 2. So Fernandez has worked ahead here. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Lucas O'Connor. The Royals only need 1 more out for the game to be over. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be called on the outside edge for strike 3 and out number 3. And that is your ball game, ladies and gentlemen. The Bulldogs falling short to Bleckley County 3-0 here in a non-region game at Jackie Jones Field. We're going to take a break and come back and wrap it up on Y101.
Jerry Marcel again. Y101 had a contest going to be the greatest station in the United States, and they had answered all the questions correctly, and this was the last question, and it was Tone's turn to answer it, and the question was, name the 4 seasons. And Tone thought a minute, and he said, that's easy. Salt, pepper, mustard, and vinegar.
This here story brought to you by them good old Wiggins boys up there at 205 Arlington Drive in Vidalia. When your head is hurting, or you got a cold, or your blood pressure's up, or you just feel sick, go by and see Brother Mike, the nurse practitioner at 537-2530. Or if your foot's are hurting, or you got an ingrown toenail, or you just can't hardly walk, go by and see Brother Mark, the foot doctor, at 537-2559. They might even sing to you or tell you a joke. That's Wiggins Associates at 205 Arlington Drive in Vidalia. They'll take care of you from head to toe. Thank you.
Need a loan? You're always on the winning team with First Franklin. Come see the friendly Franklin folks in Vidalia or apply online at www.1ffc.com. All loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee number 5656.
Most things in life aren't free, but thanks to Georgia's dual enrollment program, qualifying high school students can take college classes and get high school and college credit absolutely free. Southeastern Technical College offers an array of dual enrollment classes and programs to help find work right out of high school or build the foundation for a college career. For more information on free college credit for high school students, visit southeasterntech.edu.
Welcome back to Jackie Jones Field here on Y101. The Bulldogs falling short to the Bleckley County Royals in a non-region game, 3-0. And you can't be too disappointed. You know, they were playing a team that went to the Final Four last year and lost to Jeff Davis. So the only disappointment, I guess you could say, is the Bulldogs really didn't hit like they have been hitting in the past 2 games. The only people to hit tonight was Chase Musselman and Will Watts. Musselman going 1 for 3 and Watts going 1 for 2 with a walk. On the mound, O'Connor pitched 7 complete innings. Freshman Lucas O'Connor gave up 7 hits, 3 runs, one of which was earned. He had 1 walk. He had no strikeouts. Brody Little pitched to the Bulldogs for 6 innings. He gave up 2 Bulldog hits. He allowed 1 walk and had 7 Bulldog strikeouts. So, you know, the team that had the most hits is the team that won. Bleckley County having 7 hits in tonight's game, and the Bulldogs falling short 3-0, which makes their record go from 3-6 to 3-7, and the Bleckley County Royals improve to 3-2. I want to thank Robin back at the station, and what I was going to say is this game, it went by really fast tonight, only playing just over an hour and a half, about an hour and 40, or about an hour and 35 minutes, I would say. But that's because you had pitching that was hitting its spots and was on tonight. But again, I'm going to thank Robin, who's back at the station at Y101. I want to thank all of you for listening. I'm sportscaster Bryce Brady. The Bulldogs will be back in action tomorrow at 12:30. The pregame show beginning at about 12:20, and the first pitch will be right here on Y101. Thank you all for listening to the Toombs County High School Bulldog baseball team here on your home of the Bulldogs, Y101.
Toombs County High School Bulldog Baseball, brought to you in part by
Wiggins Health Associates in Vidalia. Geiger Insurance and Taxes in Line. Toombs Auto Parts.